We are live. We're live.
We're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dipito. Tonight, we're taking it back to the basics with Crypto Talk 101. We've got the lingo, the ways to buy in, and the wallets you need to know all laid out so you can step into crypto without the stress.
Yeah, that stress can be a little crazy. We're breaking it down. Think HODL, FOMO, and jumping into some names like Coinbase, Uphold. These are the platforms that deal with regulatories. Sorry about that tongue twister. So you know your coins are in good hands. Do you? We're going to check it out.
And wallets, we're covering that too. The hot ones, the cold ones, even metal with its cool metal back twist. It's all about keeping things safe and simple. Chat's live right now. Throw your questions here. We're here for it.
Exactly. No jargon overload tonight. We kind of promise. Just the good stuff. Our regular intros coming up. Then we're diving in. Let's keep it real, keep it fun, and maybe even get ready to HODL your way to the moon. Let's do this.
Oh, let's go. Welcome to Dipito. How you doing, Simon?
Show. This is how we roll. I'm doing very well, Melissa. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic on this wonderful, rainy, stormy hump day.
Hump day, man! I got beautiful sunshine. I promise I'll send it your way next week. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Holy
yeah,
smokes.
You guys have been having some craziness, tornadoes all over there, man. The Midwest, North, Midwest, South. I mean, everywhere be getting hit. It's craziness.
It is crazy. Wow, we've got 27 of you in here already. Hello to Becky Forbes, Susan Roblin, our friend Rosemary's in the house. Who else you see, Simon?
Oh, Miss Connie Evans, Miss Keita. Love the Miss Keita. She's in the chat there. Let's see. Thor Ink's in the house. What's good? Stone, my brother, man. He probably made another pot of coffee. You can check him out in the mornings. Who else in here? We got Edward. Let's see.
Carmichael's in here.
Yeah, Carmichael's in here. What? Yeah, what's good?
What up?
Oh, Mr. T.O. Trini's in the house. What's good?
Oh,
everybody's up in the house tonight.
Mr. Zam, Awesome Amy is back. Well, who else did I say? Throw Inc. is in the house.
Yeah, I say Thor. I think I said Thor Inc. Sorry, Thor Inc.
That's all right. That's all right. It's been a crazy couple of days. We have the whole gang in the house. Cosmic Mama Shay says, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
please like, share, subscribe to the Dipito Show at Dipito on YouTube and Rumble, at Dipito Show on X. We are streaming live from all those platforms right now. If you want to join the conversation, please head over to YouTube. And that way we can answer your questions or add you to the discussion. So Simon, I don't know about you, and I was going to ask the audience too. Over the past couple of weeks, I have seen increased interest from friends and family that normally don't give this any of their attention, asking me, how they can get into crypto, or just
Mhm.
say, "Hey, I'm interested in learning more about crypto," and I'm like, "This is fantastic." And so I thought, what a perfect time to take it back to basics, and try to help some of these people. Crawfish in the house. Help some of these newbies get into this crypto space. And so I
Let's
thought,
do it.
yeah,
Back to the basic. I mean, honestly, we all need a little time to go back to the basics, man, because it's real easy to forget what you've learned. You know, to
seriously,
I've had some newbies, but I've had some veterans that haven't been throwing the ball this whole time in the crypto space. Like they were doing it, but then hey, life it's just life, right? I mean,
yep,
um, it's kind of like maybe you have a couple debit cards, a couple credit cards, but you have the one credit card you haven't used in a while, and you pull it out, and you're like, oh, what's the pin on this?
yes.
Ah, dang,
Oh my
it's
gosh,
that.
you're
So
not
I've
kidding.
I've had I've had a lot of that. I've had um, some crypto 911 over the weekend as well, which actually, by the grace of God, turned out very well for that individual. And it
Oh,
all,
that's
once
good.
again, comes down to the crypto space community and reaching out and find someone that help, which ultimately led to me being boots on the ground and assisting as much as I could with this couple, and they got a good result out of it, which and I know in this space is not as common as you think it would be. So
Yeah,
they got a good result, very very good result. I'm not going to go into that, but that's newbies, old schoolers. Let's get
yep,
together, get our lunch
yeah.
money and our number two pencils, even though mine's a blue Bic pen. I never liked a pencil anyways. Let's get
Well,
down on
I,
this.
I mean, you just to circle back onto that a little bit.
Mm,
Yes. So for the new people watching, don't be alarmed.
no,
But
no.
it is something that you need to think about. And as Simon and I always say, crypto ain't for sissies, right? It's just not.
Pussy.
You do have to take responsibility, but the learning learning how to participate in this eco space is super important, and it will pay you back tenfold, more than tenfold. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
we are the beta testers of this whole blockchain tech space. We're the early adopters of this, and so
Mm-hmm.
our reward for early adoption and educating ourselves and trying to educate others is going to be the appreciation in some of these projects that will happen over time. And so, as we say at the beginning of the show, that we do not provide financial advice. You are going to have to do your own research, and for certain things like taxes and that sort of thing, you're going to have to talk to your tax professionals. But we are here to encourage you to educate yourself. And so this show is dedicated to all the newbies and to all of you old school cats out there that have been grinding, to allow you to participate, maybe throw some tips in the chat or ask questions. Because even though we've been in here for so long, we still have questions, right? And that's part
Always.
of educating ourselves. If you think you know everything, you got a problem, because you don't. You just let's just be real.
I
I don't.
don't care what Grok says.
Yeah.
Do a little bit more research, okay? Grok can get you going in the right direction.
Exactly. So for the very first tip that I would like to bring about is
Sure.
research and education. Know
Perfect.
before you buy. And so you've got the basics of crypto runs on blockchain. So educate yourself on blockchain and distributed ledger technology. Know that every coin out there has got a purpose, a team, a tech, the tech behind it. Kind of start familiarizing yourself with that, so that you kind of know what you're looking for when it comes to these types of things. I wanted to open up one of my documents here because I sent Simon a whole bunch of notes.
Man, I felt like I was in
But
10th
when you're
grade and the teacher's like, if you want extra credit, this is what you got to do.
I would have got a copy off this chick's paper. But when researching cryptocurrencies, you want to make the most informed investment decision. So you're going to want to tap into the most reliable sources and proven methods. And so I wanted to share a rundown of the best places and approaches for you to be able to dig into coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, or any of the other ones that you might have your eye on. One of the most important things is any project that you're looking at, you want to look at the official source for the coin's purpose, the tech, and the roadmap. And what does that include, Simon, when it comes to that? Like the Bitcoin white paper, right?
Yeah, you got your white papers, and your white papers are kind of like a this is what we see as a problem, and it will describe the tech on how it might fix that problem. Okay, so it's describing the problem and the solution, and then you get to something like roadmaps, which honestly, in my early years, this was something that I would just get confused on because I am who I am, right? I always thought the white paper and the roadmap were the same thing. No, the white paper is like describing the tool in your hand. This is a 12-volt battery, turning drill with X amount of settings, blah, blah. Okay. But the roadmap is like, this is how we're going to achieve and fix this problem with this tech in these phases. So I look at the roadmap as a roadmap. Hey, we went this many miles. Here's where we're at. We went this many miles. This is where we're at. I know that might be kind of something new for you individuals out there because you use Google Maps, but you can always add a trip. It's the same thing. Community. Now this is one that's really, in my opinion, it's really going to take your time to research, because me and Melissa were just having a conversation about social media and dipping our toe into social media and how that's a good thing and how it can be a bad thing, and the back and forth on that. But finding a community within that coin or project that you're looking at, and that's just going to take time. You're going to come into the room, listen to things, coming into a community. Great example, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. East Coast, Coffee and Crypto with Stone.
Yep.
That would be considered a community, right?
Yep.
Predominantly XRP community, project-based community, right? But still, you're going to go there, you're going to listen to it on Spaces, and you're just going to sit on your hands and take the cotton out of your ears and just listen. That's where your time is really coming in. So just be aware of that, but that counts as putting your time into something, your efforts and energy. Great sources for getting maybe a real basic, solid information. CoinMarketCap is a place. There's a lot of overwhelming information there, but if you actually scroll, if you can type in the ticker for the coin, Bitcoin, you can scroll down and there will be a kind of a bio of the coin, when it came out, where it starts, the adoption, plus its return on investment if you would have got in on day one, other things there. So there's some great stuff there. GitHub for code. This is how you can look and validate the tech on the back end. In my opinion, that's one thing you could do there. And this is why when you look at the code and you can maybe compare it with some basic info off of CoinMarketCap, this is where legit projects will shine, because you have the transparency. You'll see it in different ways. And scams, learn how to spot those scams because, well, hey, the Bitcoin paper said this, the XRPL ledger, they all highlighted these kind of categories, but crap coin over here didn't do that. So maybe I shouldn't go that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really good advice. Definitely reading the white papers. I think for some folks that are just dipping their toe, getting in, maybe trying to go to GitHub and those things sound a little bit overwhelming. But the cool thing is in your journey, as you start to investigate these different coins and tokens that you want to get into, you will come across the community. And, for example, the XRP community, they're very close knit. They're very helpful with one another. They lift each other up. We've been talking on this show a lot about the network, creating your network of people that you can trust and you can bounce questions off of. And so that's the premise of this show, is to help the little guy learn about cryptocurrency, and also help the little guys who are building and have different projects, kind of come on and explain what they're doing. Because as I said, we are the beta testers of all this stuff. And so, you definitely need to wrap your mind around that. So if you want to maybe dip your toe into things outside of the major 5 cryptocurrencies that you will find on the Coin Market Cap, or CoinGecko is another one. Masari is another place that you can go and get insights and research with that has reports and tokenomic breakdowns and that sort of thing. Excuse me.
Do you mind if we maybe just share a screen with CoinMarketCap? Just so,
absolutely, that'd be
people
fantastic.
Can go, oh, it's just, am I at the right spot? Because I'm totally that guy. I'm like, wait, let's back that up.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Let me just go there real quick.
I want to say hello to 76 of people watching the stream right now. Thank you guys so much for coming to the Dip a Toe show. Please hit that like button and subscribe to @Dip a Toe. I see thanks Gary's in the house, and 589 Chicken. We love you. Gert Damel's in the house. Thanks you guys for coming to Dip a Toe. Yeah, like and subscribe, says Stone. We appreciate you. Yeah, Coin Market Cap is one of the places that, when I first got in, I would look at that. I have this cool little thing on my phone now called Crypto Bubbles.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that app, and you can click on it, but it's pretty fun. There's the crypto.
There's a lot of good apps out there and sites now. It didn't used to be like that at all. To have a site that talked about crypto or posted information about crypto, but then to have a site that posted actual, mostly factual information about crypto at large. Even media, like you had, I think there was CoinDesk. And I think Bitcoin Magazine was the only other one that I was aware of, like maybe 4+ years ago. That was a common reoccurrence, in there. But this is Coin Market Cap. I have dark mode on because I'm sensitive. There's a lot of information here, but you literally can scroll down, click a coin. Here, let's click this one.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying about like the top 5 or top 10 even, right? Those are a little bit more on the safer side, if you're wanting to just dip your toe. But those have been around, they've got the most support and that sort of thing.
They do. And here's like, this is what I've really liked about Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko as well. They actually have a lot of good, solid general information. You want some XRP news? Here's a little bit. Here's some headlines. CoinDesk, Finance Feed, CoinTurk, Crypto Front News. But scrolling down, here it is right here about XRP. Here's some information on it. Launched in 2012, the XRP ledger is an open source, permissionless, and decentralized technology. right here, if you're brand new to the space, you could literally take this right here, throw it in AI and say, what
Yep.
does permissionless and decentralized
What does it
technology mean?
mean? Yeah.
And hey, there you go. It's giving you some breadcrumbs for you to, go look up some other things. But this is I really like them for CoinMarketCap for this, as well as CoinGecko. Giving it an overview. You want the technology, tokenomics. Oh, secret word, roadmap.
Roadmap.
Who's on the team? Who is on the team? These are all good things that we try to discover as a researcher in any type of investment that we're going into. This is the research we should be looking for, the questions we should be asking, and getting some answers, solid, verifiable, answers. Like, who is Brad Garlinghouse?
Yeah. I mean, and here's the
Who
cool
is he
thing.
really?
Who is he really? Who is Brad Garlinghouse? I have to say though, over I think I got in the like end of 2018, early 2019.
Mm-hmm.
We've evolved so much in the availability of information, or shall I say, the ease of finding the information now with these AI tools out there.
Oh,
If you're watching on X right now and you have access to Grok, holy smokes. I mean, like you say, you just type that in there or paste it in there and say, what is this? And it will spit out stuff to you. And then you can just keep going, expand on this, expand on that, and ask it as many freaking questions as you want until you start to understand what it is. And the cool thing about that is once you're kind of doing a little bit of self-learning, then you come into a community like this and you can have a conversation. You can ask your questions and people know, because you're starting to teach yourself the lingo, right? And I mean that right there is a barrier to entering this space sometimes. Like I found, when I first started learning about all of this stuff, I was like, I would listen to everybody talk about stuff and I think, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like I don't know what that means. And I don't know if you remember like being in high school and being the kid that doesn't really want to raise their hand. I never really was that person. I have always been the annoying ask a million questions person. So that's just me, but I do know that it's very difficult sometimes to be the only person to break the ice. So I typically was that person to ask a question, and then I would find a whole bunch of other people would start asking questions too. And so again, that's part of dip a toe. That's what we want to do. We want to ask your questions to kind of get that conversation going. But
Absolutely.
what I did pull up the crypto terms list and some of the most common. And so do you want to touch on the crypto terms for a second?
Crypto terms. Ba, ba, ba. Okay.
So because like the average person says, say like, what is blockchain, right?
Oh.
And like you could type in, but a quick little short definition is a digital tamper-proof ledger that records all crypto transactions like a global uneditable notepad everyone can see but no one can erase. And so basically, like I've always thought of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin blockchain, as a immutable ledger, triple entry accounting, right? It's there forever. And it's distributed, and so it's like once it's posted to the blockchain, it ain't going nowhere.
When I think about blockchain, just that word blockchain,
Yeah.
for me was, and this is what I tell my clients or anybody that wants to know about that, and the word blockchain comes up and said, okay, here's what it is. We're going to talk about some very old technology. It's been around for 50 plus years, maybe even more. I don't know. Do you know what a filing cabinet is? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Do you know what the files are in the files that go in the filing cabinet? Yes. Okay. Transactions. I want you to think of a whole bunch of receipts going on, 10 minutes. Then the network takes those receipts and elects one lucky individual to take those receipts, put them in a file, open up the filing cabinet, put them in, and there they have added it to the blockchain. I want you to think of a block as 2-drawer, 4-drawer filing cabinets in a long ass infinite row. Excuse my language, but that slipped. But in truth, that's what this is. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's right there on the blockchain. The ledger you're talking about, though, which is something, honestly, I think a lot of us need to do more. That's how I was able to help the individual over the weekend. Is we went to the blockchain, went to the ledger to go see where everything was, right? Immediately started doing a quick audit, even though it's very easy to get lost. It's very easy to get lost in the blockchain because it's very boring. There's no like real markers. You started here. You went here. That'd be great if they had that. Maybe someone can get on that, please. But it's there. You can literally
Marvin
follow
Davis
each
in the house.
transaction. Marvin Davis in the house. What's up, brother man? You can literally do that. And so that's what the ledger is. You know, for those of you that that don't know or don't remember what checkbooks were, when you write a check, you had a ledger and you had to flip it over. It says, I spent this much money here. This is how much, right? And then you would balance your checkbook. Well, that's what the blockchain does. Essentially the same functions. Mm-hmm. I spent it here. This is how much I got left. Your bank statements on your app are doing the same thing. It's only in-house. This is for everybody to see without having names and addresses and other private information attached to it, you know, or what that Bitcoin was used for. But sorry, I kind of went on a little tangent.
No. Cosmic Mama Shay says, understanding what blockchain is to me is like knowing all who participate holds a little piece of a puzzle, but losing a piece won't take the entire system down.
Exactly.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that speaks to, did you have that one in here as well? Decentralized, maybe later. Distributed is another form of decentralized, correct?
Yep. I want to say hello to Crypto Glamour, Yogi, Justin Wynn, Brent Staples in the house, Megan T's in the house, Marvin Davis in the house. You guys, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, I think it is such a revolutionary time that we're going through now. And while it's very scary for some that don't know anything about it, it's very exciting for those of us that have been studying up on this and maybe even work with ledgers in general to realize that all of this stuff is going to be, you know, recorded. It's going to be recorded. So everything from, you know, your money moving from place to place, records are going to be stored. You name it, it's going to be tokenized, and it's going to be on the blockchain, on the ledger somewhere. So it's very exciting. We're not exactly at the beginning, but we're nowhere near the end of the story on this. And so those of you that are interested in getting involved, now is the time, because not only are we farther down on the road, down the road, like the water is getting warm for you to enter. It's not so freezing cold, right? I don't know if you guys noticed the thumbnail with the little floaties, you know. You newbies need to have your floaties on before you
get your floaties on. Yeah, dude, I'm all about floaties, bro.
But
I'm all about floaties. I might have those in Vegas too. I might have my dip a toe floaties in Vegas.
We might have to. We might have to get some custom dip a toe floaties. Right?
I want to say what's up to Mr. Quincy Jones in the house tonight. What's up, brother? Congratulations on that wedding.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Florida Man Landscaping's in the house too.
Oh, Florida
guys.
Man Landscaping's
in the house.
Much. What's good?
Gosh, we got
man, feeling the love tonight, baby.
I know, man. And then, so another term for newbies, the cryptocurrency, which the definition, the easy, simple, is digital money built on blockchain. No banks needed. Think of it as internet cash. Example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, the first and biggest crypto, Although if you talk to a Bitcoin maxi, they will get pissed if you call it crypto. I've learned that.
Is
Don't
that,
call
hey,
it
wait a
crypto.
minute. Is there,
It's Bitcoin, not crypto.
is,
Whatever. It's still crypto.
can we define maxi? Can we define maxi real quick for those that
Yeah.
don't know?
Oh,
Because,
that is another term. Yep. It's
okay,
another term.
that is a diehard sports fan for their coin. Okay, there's XRP maxis, there's Bitcoin maxis, Ethereum maxis, XDC maxis. Simon says crypto. There's no maxis, but
Dipito maxis.
there's some Dipito maxis straight up. I mean, it's so it's a thing. Bannerism is everywhere, but and that's something that I think that this space is really trying to hinder. Hey, just recognize what game or things that thing has brought to the table or is bringing to the table, and just let it go, man. We're progressing. This is just progression. So, but maxi.
Like everybody has their team, right? Like if you think about psychology, a lot of people do like to be part of tribes. Pick a side. We're so forced to pick sides all the time, and so I think a lot of people's natural gravitation is towards picking a side of one thing or another. Not only that, this does take time. Like I said, it's not for sissies. So it takes time to research these things, and you start building your community, and Marvin Davis. You might only have time to learn about Bitcoin or learn about XRP or Ethereum or whatever your thing is. And, there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing I would caution you is just be real to yourself. Don't be negative on other projects. If yours is good, speak highly of it, because where your attention goes, your energy flows, and that good energy, positive energy will come back to you. So if you spend your time being obnoxious and talking down other people's projects, then you are wasting time when you could be learning more about the project that you're interested in. And we only have so many hours in the day anyway, and so in any event, you're not going to convert a maxi, so don't even try. Don't even try to do it. It's like trying to have a Michigan fan turn into a Michigan State fan is not going to happen.
Yeah, it's like anything else we have in this country, in this world. Politics. That's a great example of Maxiism in a full court press, right? There's diehard blue, diehard red, diehard in betweeners, diehard I ain't touching it, right? I mean,
not with a temple bowl.
It's but that's what Maxi means.
There's fiat maxis too. What is HODL or HODL? What is HODL?
HODL is the
HODL.
Oh, I thought you were making a Game of Thrones reference with Hodor. HODL. Hold on for dear life, or hold on dear life. It's for dear life though. Hold on
for dear life.
Right. Get your diamond hands is another cross reference to that, by the way, where you're gonna have to rip this out of my hands. My hands are diamond. You ain't getting nothing.
There's also FOMO, fear of missing out. That is a big one, guys. So if you're just starting to dip your toe, you might get caught up in a whirlwind of influencers who are all over the place. If there's loud chatter and they're making you feel anxious, like you have to buy this right now, they're trying to FOMO you in 9 times out of 10. Some of them are genuine, but again, you go back to rule number 1: do your own research yourself. Huh?
Yes, FOMO really is probably one of the biggest emotions and tricksters out there. I talk about Mr. FOMO a lot. I have talked about Mr. FOMO on this channel. You're getting in because you feel like you're going to miss the boat. You're making rash decisions just based on emotions. the fear of missing out. But even Mr. FOMO can work in reverse to where, you're scared. Fear. I'm not, oh, this is too scary for me, and so call that out. Well, if you're scared, great, cool. Call out why you're scared. This is this gets back to what Melissa was saying about, kind of do some research on yourself. Yeah, it's really an inside job. You might have been influenced by the outside, but 98% of the time it has everything to do with the inside. And that's what's been great about this crypto journey for me. And I know a lot of people in this chat as well, plus the crypto space at large and the digital wow, I can't even believe I said that. The digital asset space. Gosh.
The DAS.
the DA is the oh man, I brain farted there because I got hooked on digital.
Well,
booty.
you talked about fear too. There's fear. There's fear. FUD. The fear, uncertainty, and
FUD.
doubt.
That's it. Fear. Yeah, there it is. That's Mr. FOMO's cousin. Fear. FUD. And FUD is everywhere, and it can be it can triggering if you're feeling emotional.
Yeah.
You hear something and you're triggered. You're like, I don't like that, or I'm whatever. Ooh, no, I'm not going to do this. That's a combination of FOMO or FUD, and call that out. Once you call it out, reach out to someone in this space, whether it's social media or maybe it's someone at work, another family member. Finally having the courage to reach out to somebody on Facebook. Good job for doing that.
Oh, Yogi says this brings me back to when I was a newbie. Thanks, Yogi.
Yeah, thanks, Yogi.
I mean, it's true, Simon, because this is the thing. You have to do your own research, and having that fear or the FOMO, those are natural, normal emotions to have. But the rule number one of doing your own research, the more research that you do on a particular project that you're interested in looking more into, the less that has an effect on you. Okay. Figuring out why you're investing in the first place is probably a really good question before you even start to do it. Right?
Yeah. Can I touch on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's probably one of two main reasons that got you to crypto. And I can attest it was, I had one and then the other followed shortly thereafter. Fear or greed. One of those two guys, well, they're not gonna be guys. One of those two elements got you to crypto and digital assets because you either saw something that scared the crap out of you, or you saw something like, oh my gosh, let me get some more CBE. We're gonna be rich. Oh, we're gonna be rich. Oh man, we're gonna be rich. Yeah, so one or two of those things got you here, right? I'm not saying that's bad, but recognize what that is. If fear is in your life and it got you to crypto, well, now we're in that fear space. So we are ready to make mistakes. Literally, we just don't know it, and mistakes you will make, and that is okay.
Yeah,
but
small ball.
I would
play small ball.
Small
when
ball.
You're
just
coming
throw the ball in the backyard all day long. But yeah, what got me here to this space was initially fear. I saw my financial future, as far as like retirement plans, investing, like I wasn't doing none of that. Right. And I've seen a list of people, by the way, that's a small list compared to the world's population. I saw a list of people that were very successful, during their, what's up, Fitzy's in the house, during their time here. And they've shared basic knowledge. But I saw, oh my gosh, I thought I was good and I wasn't. Yeah. So now I'm looking for opportunities because I'm scared. Right. And so that's initially what got me there. I'm not going to lie. There was days where I'm like, oh, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be rich. Oh my gosh. And guess what happened? Nope, not today, sucker.
Well, yeah. And it's really funny too, because when you all, when you first get in, you do, unless you come across the Dip a Toe show first. Okay. which 9 times out of 10, you're not going to stumble upon this show until you're farther down the road, which is really unfortunate. So please like, share, and subscribe. Get our numbers up. We need to get to 1,000, at least 1,000, to get our algorithm reaching out to more people. So if you would please subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Rumble channel at Dipito, it would be really appreciated. But most people come across these FOMO and fudsters, these influencers that are doing, 10, 15, 20-minute videos, and they talk real fast. They're super duper excited. They're selling you a pitch. And it's just like the dude on the commercials that would come in, or the QVC channel, where they're like showing you the best thing since sliced bread, and you're tired and you're up in the middle of the night and you're like, well, son of a bitch, I think I am going to buy that tonight, right?
Hey,
I mean,
the sham wow, though, the sham wow,
I'm just saying,
that was a real product, man. The sham wow was a real product.
The blue blocker sunglasses. How many of you bought blue blockers? I'm just saying. Don't tell me I'm the only one. Actually, it's funny. Ryan and I did buy his parents blue blockers for Christmas as a joke.
Nice.
But they were actually pretty sweet. But in any event, I guess I'm just trying to say is, when you're first coming in, you are going to come across some entertaining channels that are people that are going to talk about ridiculous prices, not saying that they can't reach those prices, but it does do what Simon is saying, where you hear it and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be rich. And you think like it's going to be imminent. It's imminent. It's going to happen like in 6 months or a year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, or, like every year goes by. It's like, okay, you start coming back down to earth and you really start to get serious, and you're researching this, like, think about crypto and the digital asset space and technology and AI and all of that as the future foundation, the layer that we're moving to, and realize that we are transforming the global financial system, the way that we do commerce, the way that we vote, the way that we keep things, titles, like all of this stuff. It's so much bigger than just buying a coin and price go up and when moon. Okay. So the more, what do I want to say? As you get older in your education, right, with it, the longer you are down the road, the more exciting it gets, because then you really realize how early you are in this transformative process. And from there, you can make really good educated decisions. I've been back to earth for years. Good for you, Yogi. I'm down to earth now. But I will say, like, once you're down to earth and you feel that you are, looking at the right types of projects, all of the craziness doesn't really affect you very much, right? I bought the Viper blue blockers.
They're Viper. Yeah, they're Viper.
Viper blue blockers.
Crawford is showing some love there. That's very true, Melissa, to what you're saying. The longer you're on this road, or any investment road, anytime, the longer you stay in the game, the more sound you are with the game, or whatever it is you're investing in. I know I say the word game. It is, but it's not. It's not like Chutes and Ladders here. It kind of is in some ways, but this has Chutes and Ladders with real life consequences.
Right?
Yeah, but it's very true. When you come into the space, as a brand new person, and I know you're out there, you probably have heard Bitcoin or XRP, Shiba Inu, Doge, or this coin or that coin. You've been hearing it for a while.
Yep.
Right? You've been hearing it for a while. That alone is your foundation to go, okay, what the heck is it? Right? Mm-hmm. It took all those people, all those little bits of information coming into your dome, breaking the blood-brain barrier, and getting inside your melon for you to go, okay, sure. What is it? Right? Yeah. and so you start investigating, and then you kind of start that cycle over again. But as you get some skin in the game, figure out how it works. Some of my clients that I've helped out through the years, they're always like, their big thing, well, I don't know what it is, equals to I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And that was just basics. Throw that ball. Well, this is a ball. Yeah. Okay. Go stand that way for like 20 feet. I'm going to throw it soft, let it hit the ground. Don't touch it. Just let it hit the ground, that's kind of what we're doing. And that's what you're doing. But then you realize, oh, this part's not so hard. It's like, nope, it's not. But you're going to hone in on how to throw that ball a certain way to make that ball do a special move in the middle of the air. And it gets into the sciences and all this other sports science in my example. But as you do that, in anything that you study by doing, actually, really, if you study by doing,
gotta do it,
the more sound and solid you become in your position in this space or any other space for that matter. And now you stand with confidence. You stand with confidence where you're like, no, okay, XRP did not go to $10 by March 2025, but I'm okay with that because I see a lot of other cool things out there on the digital asset waters that are coming this way. It's only a matter of time. You'll reach those check marks again and again and again in your journey. And so to Melissa's, other point that Melissa really harps on this channel. She does. It's do your research, do your research, do your research, right? She really harps on it. And no, it's good. Melissa researches. She's like, she loves going through the paperwork and listening to the shows and all that. That may be your cup of tea. It might not be your cup of tea, but however you go about learning about something today, even if you got to go to YouTube University, which by the way, smash, share, and subscribe.
X-Lloyd, what's up?
Do it. Oh, X-Lloyd's in the house.
What's good? XRP bag hodler.
Bag holder, what's good?
Huh?
Man.
Know what you hold. Sorry about that.
Right.
ShamWow. Lisa bought ShamWow. She knows she did.
Lisa, man, my PNW peeps holding it down in the crowd tonight. Love it. Absolutely love it. The ShamWow, dude.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw you off of what you were saying.
No, it's good. I love it. That's the show. That's what we do.
This is one thing I will say. This the researching of the digital asset space, crypto, Bitcoin, blockchain, whatever you want to call it, however you want to start with your research. The cool thing about it is it really teaches you how to research everything else in your life. And so,
True.
this is the wonderful additional gift that you get to give yourself. Not only are you spending your time, I shouldn't say it. I don't like to say spending time or paying time. You're giving your time to learn something and expand your thinking and grow your knowledge on something that you don't know. And every time that something starts to click, you feel more and more and more confident. And the most awesome thing is for us to lift each other up and have a world full of educated, confident people as we enter into this new digital assets transformation world, that we're entering into. And so I just really encourage everybody to do that. It's like, really, you have to. Now you could be somebody, if you don't want to do all of that. Like I said, you look at the top 10, and they are now, like, we're farther down the road than when Simon and I got in, and probably most of the people that are in the chat tonight. There weren't all of these resources. There wasn't as much clarity when we first got in. And so it was more stressful back in the day to purchase Bitcoin and put it, transfer it to your wallet. And how a lot, it was a scary time, now. Well, we're going to get to what a wallet is.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that the times have changed. So you guys have the benefit of us being further down the road. So in any event, there's a couple more terms that I wanted to throw out there before we move on. That is altcoin. If you hear the term altcoin, that is any cryptocurrency that isn't Bitcoin. They call them alternative coins. Dogecoin, they say, is an altcoin with meme power. And everything else is not Bitcoin. Just know that. Gas, when you hear about the gas fees, that's really confusing to people sometimes. All gas fees are the fees that are paid to process transactions on the blockchain. Like, you pay the tolls for Ethereum's highway. So, I will say things like XRP and the XRP ledger, the fees are minimal. There's also the metal blockchain and the XPR network, minimal fees. I don't even know if they charge fees actually on XPR network, which I'm not going to talk too much about that tonight, but we are going to have some people on to talk about it because I've been researching that. Pretty interesting. Let's just leave it there. It's very interesting what they've built. Also, another term, DeFi. DeFi, the definition is decentralized finance. They are blockchain apps that are cutting out banks for lending and trading. So it lets you earn interest without a middleman. Now, they are working on legislation and everything else when it comes to DeFi. They're building products to bridge traditional, they call it TradFi, traditional finance with decentralized finance. So all of that stuff is coming. But if you do see those words floating around, DeFi and TradFi, that's what they mean. And then we come to Simon's wallet. What's a wallet, Simon? Tell me what's in your wallet. What's in your wallet, Simon?
Which one? I have multiple.
I don't know. What kind of wallet you got?
Honestly, wallet. Okay, wallet is a common term, but most of us in the space, especially those that are like creating tokens and that have projects out there, will agree that wallet is such a horrible name for what it is. Yeah. But wallet is it is basically a file or a program that can be stored on an app or your PC or a device, even, like cold storage. We can get that a little bit later, but basically it's where your coins are or can be sent to. Let me send them to your wallet. Okay. Mm-hmm. How do I do that? Well, let me give you my address, as in my wallet address, and voila, there they go. Just like for those who do Cash App or Venmo, same thing. What's your username on PayPal? This. Okay, money gone. Just like that. Same thing. It's in your digital wallet. But when you really understand what's really going on there, the wallet is, in truth, it is just your access or your window into the blockchain in that small, tiny little box that has coins or no coins in it. Kind of like a mailbox. Everybody has their own mailbox.
Can you expand on the window? Because that is something really important for people to understand. So number one, the folks that when they think about crypto and wallets, they think that if they put it on their phone and they lose their phone, that they've lost their wallet, and they freak out and they don't understand that it's a window. So can you explain that? What is a window?
Okay, so to the windows, to the walls. Okay, so it's a window, meaning that in truth, it's like it is your way to see into that network. Okay, so I want you to think about this for just a moment. When we have coins on the blockchain, because they're always on the blockchain. The blockchain or a network is literally just code, or rather software. And the hardware allows us to see into that network. It's a limited view because that's our wallet right there. But we're able to do functions, send, receive, and look at our transaction history within that wallet. You're really just actually being able to see and do transactions within that network. So I really look at it as a window. it's no different than if you hear the term, user interface, right? All the coders know
Yes.
that, know that out there. Some people don't. What do you mean user interface? It's like, okay, well, what you see on the screen is being translated to this image via code. This is your window right here to see what's going on. A wallet is your window into the blockchain. Can you see everything on the blockchain right then and there? No.
No.
But it's your place to do and see your personal transactions within that wallet.
Wouldn't you say, like, right now, like, our bank account, right? Like our regular bank account, they've kind of trained us now to use phone apps, and you
Yeah.
log into your bank and you go into your bank, and that's kind of your window into looking at your account online, basically,
Right.
right?
Yeah, basically it's yes,
Same
it's
same
your
thing.
yeah, it's your private view and your private way to do actions within that network.
The only
Yep, same thing.
difference is that it's not a bank that you're looking through with these wallets. Now, there are different kinds of wallets. Do you want to touch on the different kinds of
Shoot.
wallets? Um, the wallet
Um,
just stores your private key. Oh, we haven't got to that. Maybe we should let's talk about that real quick. Because that was one of the terms, like two of the terms. Sorry, I'm trying to find all my notes, guys. That's why. Um, so
no,
so
that's
a couple more terms that people need to know when you're looking into thinking about dipping your toe into crypto is the wallets have a private key, which the definition of a private key is your secret password to access and spend your crypto. Lose your private key and you've lost everything. So they say guard your private key with your, like you would guard your life.
yeah,
And then there's a public key, and that is
mhm.
your crypto address, like a bank account number, and you share that with others to receive funds. So you would say, send my Bitcoin to my public key, right? And then
Mhm.
there's a third caveat to this, and that is the seed phrase. And so these are three things when it comes to a wallet. The seed phrase is a 12 to 24 word backup code to recover your wallet with your master key. So it's actually your master key. And so that is where you want to write down your seed phrase and don't screenshot it and all that. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. But so Simon, you want to expand on those things because you
Yeah,
can
I'd
explain
like
it
to
way
actually,
better than
Chris,
me.
Miss Kristen Dack is absolutely 100% right here. The wallet just stores your private key, and let's see, how do I do this? Not getting too technical for the newbies out there. Um, your private, okay, safety deposit box, great example. One key per safety deposit box. Okay, so your key opens up your safety deposit box in a brief moment to send or receive transactions. It just stores it there behind the scenes. uh I can't read that. Seed phrase is derived from your private keys. Exactly. It has a few different functions on there. But your private keys slash seed phrases, depending on which route you want to go or that is available to you. And I do say route you want to go because back in my day, you got your private key. It was a very long cryptic combination, numeric, not numeric. What's the word? I'm brain farting there.
Phonetic,
Yes. Oh, it's both numbers and letters
numbers and
and
letters.
characters. Numbers, letters, characters. And it was really long. No more, like if you look at the back of like a Home Depot gift card and you got to scratch it off, it's like that only times two. It's like 64 different characters, right? That was it. So if you lost your phone, that Melissa's example you gave earlier,
Yep.
and you got a brand new one, the
Yep.
great part is you can recover that your access to that part of the blockchain or that network, recover your wallet. Okay, you can regain the access to that section of the network, and you do this by entering in your private key or nowadays your seed
Seed
phrase.
phrase.
Okay, but I want you to think about this just for a moment because it has relevance to the address as well. If you wrote down one character wrong, or it got smudged out because you put your coffee on your tablet and that's where you wrote it down the night before, it can get blurred out, and then later when you really need to recover it, you can't because you got the wrong information, and so that was like kind of a big problem. It still is today, even with your seed phrases. 12 or 24, you have to make sure you write them down, spelling this correctly. Got to make sure you're writing them down in the right order, or a way that you remember who was on first, what's on second, I don't know, is on third, and so on and so forth. Right, the right chronological order there. So
can I stop you right there for 1 second? This is where I always say that's hilarious. I always say, slow down. Like if you are interested in opening a wallet for the first time, you've never had one before, you want to allow yourself enough time, give yourself a good couple of hours, block a couple of hours for you to mentally focus that you're going to create this wallet. Okay. You're going to have the tools to do that. Now, yes, you could just have a pad of paper, and make sure that you've already thought about where you're going to store this safely and securely. Right? Because if someone else gains access to your seed phrase, then they have access to your wallet, right? Seed phrase equals vault key, exactly. And so what I like to recommend, and it's inexpensive to start out with, is like waterproof paper, right? Hey, Jay, Crypto for Life is in the house. 68J's in the house. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened there. Ooh, that was scary. I don't know what happened. My screen just went blank and then it came back on. You're good. But having like waterproof paper, right? If you it's not expensive, get yourself some waterproof paper and write your seed phrase down. Write it down more than once, right? Just because sometimes when we're writing things down, our brains will improvise. We write it quickly, right? Or we're so you want to be very intentional about everything that you're writing down. And then that way, when you go back to repopulate the wallet, you will have the accurate information. And then I would store that in a safe. If you have a safe, maybe make a couple of copies, where, and I don't mean like go somewhere, Kinko's, and copy it on a copy machine. I mean, write it down again, or you can buy, they do have these crypto steel type things. If you've got money to spend on that, you can get, these little steel things that have the letters that you put on this tube, and it has your words stored in like steel then instead of on paper. So but the waterproof paper is a good first step. And then make sure that you have it secured, and maybe if there's someone you trust, your kids or your mom or dad or whoever that has a safe, a secure place that you can store it, you could do that. But I just wanted to mention that because as we're starting to talk, it is storming here. So if for whatever reason lights go out, then I apologize in advance because it's starting to.
I think we'll be good. I'll just roll the show and go and say, well, it's been 3 hours, people. I don't think she's coming back. I'm going to end it now. No, that's valid. Start small. A good place to start to get in a good habit. Get some special paper. You might think, well, why would I need to do that? My answer to you would be, you've never done anything like this before. Ooh. You've never probably had to take the full reins of your investments. More than likely. I mean, show of hands who have a 401k.
Yeah, right.
Or a pension, or someone
does all that stuff for us.
You just throw money in there. Well, cool. Here, give me your money and I'll go get you some XRP, and then I'll manage it for you until either I graduate or you. Sound like a deal? Cool, great. I'm going to take 3.5% per year to do that for the rest of your life. Like, you've never done this. You've never done all this before. That financial professional, they do that. Yeah, I mean, they got sticky notes everywhere, but it's a method to their madness. Something else that you talked about there, Melissa, that I really harp on, my clients when I'm teaching and educating individuals. When you're dealing with anything crypto or digital assets, okay, you brought up a great example tonight. You're downloading a wallet. You're going to write down your seed phrases and your password and do all that. Okay, you're going to do that. You need to pencil that into your schedule. That's a bona fide financial action in meetings, or meeting. So block out the time. Like, literally say, nope, this is when I'm doing it. This is the best time for me to take it seriously. When you do this, when you're doing this, though, what you realize that how important it is to do that, and you will start to create this good habit with you, because I have done stuff in a rush. A lot of people have out here, and it wasn't because it literally wasn't because of anything. It was, I had made plans, an appointment to go do a thing. I tried to squeeze something in. And we all know when we try to fit something in, we know we're shaking the dice at the wall and hoping we don't get the bad numbers. So make that appointment. Make those tiny little moves. If you order some waterproof paper tonight, and you're trying to find out what the best waterproof paper is, guess what? You're doing research. And it counts as crypto research because you're going to use it for crypto. That's a win. That's a win. Downloading a wallet. Well, you're gonna go through just that. Does this work on my device? You're now doing research. Congratulations. High five. You might not count it as research, but I do in my world.
Yeah.
Anytime you make, that's research. So when Melissa says do your research, it's not just old school. It's not just old school library stuff and read a whole bunch of papers and documents and da. Although that is some good stuff to be doing too. But it's more just figuring out, how does this work?
How does it all work? Kristen has a great point. Give the keys to somebody you trust that doesn't know crypto, and then designate a trusted friend in crypto to be the contact to help walk them through it. We talked about this years ago with the weekly Zoomers, and our friend Farmer John, he was teaching people in his community he was like leaving a treasure map. He like actually created a treasure map and gave the key, like broke the key up amongst his children. And then he had several crypto people that in the event of his death, that they could reach out to those folks and say, what the hell did dad leave me here? What is this? Right. There's a lot of things to think about when you are creating, your wallet.
No, that is great advice. Give it to someone that you trust, that knows that this is important to you, but they don't know a dang thing about what it is. And I really like the contact point. I know that's a very huge undiscussed trend within this space, as it is traditional in others, to where, hey, if you want this, you need to call this person. If they are no longer with us, then you need to go to this person. And they are trusted to help you do these things.
And we don't think about that, right? Sometimes we don't think about those types of things.
No, it's part of the journey.
Hell, we don't even think about it now. Like most people don't have wills. They don't think about bank accounts. Generally in couples, it's either each person does their own finances and the other knows nothing about the other person's finances, right? Or one spouse does all of the finances and the other spouse knows nothing about what's out there. All of these things. So like, hey, we need to communicate with our people. Yeah, we need to communicate with our people. And so this is another good way for you to start thinking in those terms too, because it's the responsible thing to do. And hey, we all get caught up in our lives, right? We got that 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or
Absolutely.
11 to 7, whatever you're working.
And that just comes with time though. Like in fact, question for you real quick, because I know you got Marvin Davis spitting some awesome game there as well. When did you start actually thinking about, hey, I'm at the level when I need to start taking action on what the Farmer John treasure map play that we're talking about? When did you start doing that?
I think I was probably about a year in my research, right? Where I had been like baby stepping, because you know me, I'm like a baby little dip-a-toer. But then once I started really investing more and more, there was that being tossed around, like if something were to happen to me, like as I'm learning all this stuff, nobody in my world really understands what I'm even doing, right? And so, I've said I still haven't done it with my kids, because like I need to have an appointment with them, like you're saying, set an appointment for yourself. I need to set an appointment with my kids to sit them down and say, this is what your mom is doing. This is what you need to understand. I know both of them are intelligent enough to know, and I have an incredible network of family, of friends. I call you guys my family now, that I know that I could give them 5 different people at least that would reach out and say, oh yeah, this is what this is. This is what that is. And so I feel really confident about that. But it's something, don't overlook it, because we're doing all of this work, and it's something that even when we feel like no one's paying attention to us or giving us any attention at all, make them give you attention and take you seriously, or at least write it all down and say, I freaking told you to give me some attention, but now that I'm gone, you can read this and call Simon,
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I'm Melissa. Well, slow down. Say it one more time. I just
know that
up.
chick. I know who she is. Marvin Davis says another way you can cheaply store your keys is the stainless steel washers. And I think Crawfish, or maybe it was Brent, one of them also said something similar. Oh yeah, Crawfish said, I bought a die that uses metal washers with metal punch. You store all 24 washers on a large bolt, under $30. Good for you. Yeah. Yep. I mean, there are ways, you don't have to get so technical as you're just starting. If you're just starting, piece of paper, you don't have the waterproof paper, no big deal. The best thing for someone to do is to pick a wallet and practice. It, write it down. Just because you create one wallet doesn't mean you can't create another one. You can create a practice wallet and move coins in and out of it, 1,000 times. It's no big deal. Just don't, play small ball and teach yourself that way. We have 142 people watching. I want to say thank you. Welcome to Dip a Toe. If you're just tuning in, we're talking back to basics. We are talking wallets at the moment. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Dip a Toe Show at Dip a Toe on YouTube, Rumble, Dip a Toe Show on X,
Twitter.
Let's go.
I mean the Twitch. We got the Twitch.
We got the Twitch.
We on the Twitch too. We on the Twitch. I see you out there, Twitchy.
We're on the Twitch at World Be Free 888 until I create a
that counts.
It does count, I guess. I don't think anybody's watching on there, but we're doing it anyway.
Hey, we're out there.
Yeah. So all right. So where were we?
We're talking about the wallets. The wallets. Okay. Let's talk about common types of wallets.
Yes. Yep. So let's go
hot and cold. Hot wallets and cold wallets.
Let's talk about the hot and cold wallets. What's the difference? Sexy. What is it?
A hot wallet is well, it's an online wallet, convenient but hackable if you're careless. Let's talk about that just for a minute. Actually, no, let's not talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about a cold wallet because the example I'm going to give here or scenario is relatable to both for simplicity, for understanding. Um, Uphold wallets. If you have a wallet on an exchange, we all do because when we buy crypto there, it goes to our account, our wallet. It's technically not our wallet, but I'm not going to get into that. So technically, that's a hot wallet. It's online. Someone gets your little passwords and your Google authenticators and a few other things, and voila, they're in like Flynn. But not not in the bad way for them. It's in a good way, but for you, it can be bad. A cold wallet is a offline wallet, super secure, but less convenient. Let's talk about why it's super secure and why hot and cold. Now here we go. Most of us have had an experience with a lamp that is plugged in to the wall. The lamp might not be on, but it's plugged into the wall. That means it has power. This is a hot lamp. If you have power and internet to anything, your wallet, then it is hot. It is live, meaning it is accessible. When is a lamp cold? When you unplug it from the wall, not just because you turned it off, just because you close an app on your PC, but your PC is still on and your PC, your PC,
Connected to the
your
internet.
PC is connected to the internet via Wi-Fi, even though your PC could be off, as in not running there, but Wi-Fi is still there. You still have a powerful connection, right, into your wall. You're still hot. Cold is unplugged. No power, no internet. Okay. So the lamp, if it's plugged in, it's hot. If it's turned on, you are accessing it. You turn the light off, you're not accessing it, but it's still hot. Unplug it from the wall. Now it's cold.
That's cold.
And that is the safe and secure. No different than if you had a vacuum cord plugged into the wall and went from one end of the room to the other. If somebody drops something on that cord, it's hot. There's a danger there, right? So how do you remove the danger? Unplug it from the wall. How do you get it safely and securely as possible? Get rid of the power. So there you go. Hot and cold. Hot and cold, baby.
Hottie. I will
I like
say,
a hottie. She's upstairs.
so there are a couple of different cold storage wallets. There's several options out there. Some of the most popular ones are the Trezor, Trezor, I believe. The Trezor is a cold storage wallet. That one seems to be pretty popular. The Decent wallet, DCENT, or I don't know if there's a DE in there, but anyway, it's decent. It's a decent wallet. That is a decent. That is a cold storage popular wallet that a lot of folks seem to like quite a bit. There's also the Ledger. There's the Ledger cold storage wallet. There's now, would you consider what we gave away on a couple shows ago, the Ballet wallet? That would be considered cold storage, kind of equivalent to like a paper wallet, which that is like the paper wallets are the coldest of cold. Right?
Yeah. Right? Okay, remember back? Yes, exactly.
Back in the day. So there is also, Elipal. That's another one. Crypto Glamma said that's another cold wallet that's popular that people like.
Yes, there's a lot of different variations of the cold storage, and when it really gets down to the brass tacks, really what we're accomplishing here is two things: online presence or online access, so internet access, right? And as I said, power. And with a lot of these cold storage use, Elipal, the Ballet, even the
Wow.
Trezor and the Ledger. There's always some other protocol within that software / and hardware to where you have to, do like a 2-factor authentication in a roundabout way. There's a check and a balance, like with with Ballet or Ballet, you got to have the app on your phone that's tied to your phone and your phone only. And then you have to have the cold storage device in your hand, and you have to beep beep. You have to scan it. LAPAL, same thing. Beep beep. You have to scan it. These are to approve transactions, even too. That's something that's
that
done.
what makes it air gapped? I'm not super. Yes,
In a roundabout way, yes. I'm sure Miss where's she at?
Marvin
She's
Davis.
Yep.
Yeah, LAPAL is air gapped. Yep.
Yeah, it's air gapped.
And Marvin Davis said Safe Pal. That's another
That's another one. Yep.
I will say this is since I've been in this space as the longer I've been in it, I think these products have gotten better and better. A lot of I tend to, and I know this is just me. A lot of the influencers, because they made, and I don't have any problem with people making money off of things. I really don't. You get a little discount if you use their link to purchase. But Ledger was one that was really just beating up the market, like big time, right? Ledger and Trezor. Trezor wasn't as much. That was more like Bitcoin people. But like XRP people, it was Ledger.
Well,
Ledger.
that goes back to support, right? That goes back to support. Trezor only supported Bitcoin, not as in, hey, we're rooting for you.
Yeah.
Because it's code, it's software. That's what was able to be on that device. Same thing with the Ledger. Ledger went that route, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and they were able to get those wallets in a roundabout way, give you access to those wallets on that device. I know that can be confusing. Air gap means,
never connected to the internet, even when you're transacting. So there are many more steps to transact. And so this is what I was saying, like a workaround for people. And it's something that I've done myself. And I've asked lots of different people their opinions on this. I've even chatted with Grok on it. So having either an old computer that's like been wiped, nothing, never transact, not like don't do anything on the internet, right? You haven't shopped on the internet, you haven't done anything, or an old phone that's been wiped. You can put in a wallet like an Exodus wallet, for example, on that device. Move your coins to it or whatever. And turn it off and like take it off of Wi-Fi. And so it's not connected to the internet in any way unless you're going to transact. And so there's all these different steps to be able to get to your actual crypto itself. The other thing people do is just delete it completely. So they go in, they put it, and they create their wallet on a secure device that hasn't been, they're assured there's no malware or anything on that device. They load their coins and then they delete that completely off of the device. And when they want to access it, they just go ahead and restore the wallet with their seed phrase. So, there are ways that you can do it if you can't afford to buy yourself a cold storage wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, I will say, as we've evolved, the security and things like that it's getting better and better. I know we'll talk more. I don't want to confuse people too much, but like I know the Metallicus web auth wallet is a super secure wallet that they have. They worked with the digital ID and all this kind of stuff. And so I guess I'm just for the newbie, I just want you to know that we are farther down the road than we've ever been. And for you coming in, you can feel pretty comfortable in dipping your toe now with all of this. And, like we say, you're just going to start small. The other thing is, well, I don't know if it's appropriate time to move on to this part of it, but something to consider when you're choosing your wallets, and we'll name a few of them for those of you who don't know. If you guys want to start dropping your favorite cold storage and hot wallets in the chat, that would be helpful. But you want to research what coins the wallets can hold, because not every wallet can hold all of the stuff. So if you are looking for a real obscure token, not every wallet can hold that. And so, that's where sometimes with this crypto thing, the complexities creep in. And so you want to do your research. It's part of your research to find out. So you might end up having several different wallets, not just one, depending on how much you want to invest in what you, I don't even like to say invest.
Yep.
How much
you want to acquire?
You're going to acquire, dip your toe into. So.
Yep. No, that's a good church right there. Very good church.
Yeah, Crypto Glamour said it is decent. That is a cold storage wallet. Oh, the other tip on this stuff too, you only Tangem. I forgot about that. XRP Renegade. You only want to buy your wallet from the vendor. Don't go buying it on eBay. I don't even want to buy it from
don't go Amazon
or anything. No Amazon. Nope. I don't care if it says
factory direct.
Factory direct only. Yep. Only.
Or manufacturer direct.
Don't buy a used one. Don't buy one off the internet that is not directly from the vendor itself. Not sure if this is what you were thinking. Let's see. But ledger coded in the service where if you opt in, you sent them your seed phrase to recover it if you lost it. Yes, Kristen, I remember that was whole big stink thing when it came to the ledger. They were very upset about the ability of being there. And you know what, Kristen? That is why I chose to go my route, because I don't do anything that I don't research fully and test out. And there was enough stuff going on about it. The fact that all of the influencers were just screaming at the rooftop that you had to have a ledger and, all these kind of things. Sometimes I do the opposite of what I'm told to do when it comes to it being really overbearing. And so I never bought a ledger. I'm not saying ledger is a bad product. I know a lot of people that have them and they say they're great. They love them. But I beat to my own drum, I suppose. But I am very intrigued with the Elapal, the SafePal, the Decent, the Tandem cards. I think are really cool. I think the ballet option that we talked about and gave away is another really good way. Sorry, I keep talking a lot, Simon.
No. It's good. It's totally good. I mean, the wallets in general, especially with cold storage, in my opinion, not all wallets are created equally, and not all wallets are for you, and not all wallets are for me.
Yep. There's
going to be things that you like and things that you just don't like. That just won't settle with you. It does in a way have to be easy. The good news is that Melissa brought up earlier was it's today is the worst it's ever gonna be in this space, because tomorrow it's gonna get better, and the next day it's gonna get better, and so on and so forth. Which kind of gets me to another point we really didn't talk about early on in the show about getting into crypto.
The on-ramps.
There's we touched on it, but we didn't talk about the on-ramps. No,
not
bigger
yet.
and better. Yesterday, it was far riskier to get into crypto than it is today. And tomorrow, it's even better to get into crypto because it's less riskier than today. And rewind that, play it slow.
Yeah.
It's facts. It's very much factual. To get into XRP in 2022 was riskier than today. To get into XRP in 2017 was riskier than 2022. Same thing with Bitcoin, anything else. And I say that to the new people specifically. If you're nervous and scared and uncertain about this digital asset space, then good. That's good. Keep moving forward. But I'm here to tell you that 2 years ago would have been a lot more riskier for you than now, because of the wonderful adoption rate that has taken place. It has gone slow, but it has stood its ground. We haven't really lost a lot of people in crypto. People might have gone away for a little while, but then they come back.
Yep.
It's like, well, why are they coming back? Because
they
just need to take it. They know.
They
learn from themselves, right? So as this progresses, it'll be far less riskier getting in even then. So if you want to wait, great. Wait to get in, but start learning now.
Well, and here's the thing. So I guess this is, so those of you that follow any of the legislation that's happening, the hearings, I mean, I listen to this stuff all day, right?
Yeah, you do. No, you don't. You work hard. You work hard at your job, Melissa. Only at break times do you listen to these things.
That's exactly right. I don't listen to any crypto stuff at all. I'm a hell of a multitasker. Let's just put it that way. Anybody wants to hire me that wants to pay me $100,000 a year, let me know.
Me too. I'm awesome for $100,000.
I'll tell you what, I'll blow your socks off.
Whoa, easy now.
That's probably not. I did not mean to say that. Anyway, I didn't mean it like that.
I know you did.
I know. I just heard myself say it, and I was like, yeah, that's probably not something you should say on the show. I don't understand. Anyway, yeah, hire me. Oh God, how embarrassing.
You're fine.
But so, God, now I've totally made myself like lose my train of thought with what I said. The fact is that they are making things easier and easier for people to get involved in crypto. And so if you're watching this show now, it is 4/2/2025 live Dipito show. There is still time for you to get in and have complete control over what you're doing when it comes to entering in the crypto space. They are building things for people to just come in. Eventually you'll be using it. You won't even know it. They're making it allowable for banks to handle crypto now. And so, I mean, some people might just end up buying it directly from their bank, right? And it'll be part of their bank, like at some point. But by the time all of that stuff comes into fruition, the prices and stuff are going to be much higher than they are now. The more liquidity that comes into this, the higher the price. So can you wait? Yes, you absolutely can wait. However, your reward for doing your due diligence and having the foresight to see that there's something really big and amazing happening, that's going to be your reward, because you're going to be able to get in right now. Like when Amazon or Apple or any of those companies were first starting and everybody laughed, it's just a bookstore, until it wasn't, right?
Right.
So a lot of these things that are being built right now is they might seem real small and it's complicated and it's this and it's that. But if you stick around and you do your due diligence and you do your research, there's hell of an opportunity out there. And, you sharpen that old tool called your brain, and you're going to be rewarded for that. And so,
absolutely.
The easiest, well, go ahead and say, sorry.
Huh? I said, absolutely. That's all I said. I said, absolutely. Yeah. You're spot on. You're spot on, governor. Spot on.
Spot on. The easiest way for a newbie person to get in right now. I mean, Coinbase has been around for a really long time now. I mean, they actually offered education and stuff. Was it Coinbase? And then they have Coinbase.
They still do.
Yeah, they still do. And I mean, I remember
Kraken.
when I first started, I like got on there and it was like you could earn tokens,
Yep.
and like
Yep.
that was even a clue, I thought, really on some of the projects that were going to be something in the future, because like Chainlink, for example, you could earn free Chainlink coins by just reading and listening to their things. Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Mr. Zam.
I was gonna say, Miss
You're
shout out to
awesome.
Miss Sam
No,
for the
you
love.
are. You are. But so yeah, Coinbase is easy. It's probably really simple. But the problem with Coinbase is it is non-custodial though. So do you get your keys with Coinbase wallet? I can't remember. I don't think so. See, that's the
Okay,
thing.
oh,
Not
all
your key.
right. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into some technicals here because you
Getting
might say
technical.
wallet, but you're referring to where, right? Because there's the Coinbase Exchange app and there's the Coinbase wallet. When
Mm,
when the Coinbase wallet came out, it was not of Coinbase. It was just a wallet that supported all the coins that Coinbase did, and then eventually became Coinbase wallet. But they are
yeah.
separate. Okay, they are very much separate. So, you're giving reference to if I create an account at
Yep.
Coinbase Exchange and then I buy some crypto and voila, there it is on the platform. Right? That's what you're giving reference
Yep.
to because
Yep.
that's not a wallet. I didn't
That's
have to
not a
do
wallet.
any of this. That's not a wallet. That's
Yeah.
their wallet
It's an
that you have
exchange.
that you have access to,
Yeah.
right? So, but they allow you to send and receive crypto digital assets from Coinbase to there, and there is an address that is associated with your account at Coinbase, but it is technically not your wallet in the sense of the control that you have, right?
Yeah.
They have the private keys, which gets into a long-standing saying, not your keys, not your coins, meaning if you don't have the private keys, then you can't recover the wallet. You can't have all the good actionable things that happen on the back end. They're super techy and all that good kind of, not super. It's just easy to get lost in the terminology. But if someone drew it on a whiteboard, you'd be like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it. Helps to drive it home. So yes, you are correct. That's Coinbase Exchange is really not a wallet. The Coinbase wallet app, wallet being the underlining word there, that you actually have to go through and do some seed phrases and a few other things. And
So basically, you're saying if you buy from Coinbase, the exchange, it's in a holding account basically with your tag on it, right?
That's
So
right.
that
Yep.
I mean, like there's a whole bunch of coins sitting in there, and yours are assigned a tag, and you want to be able to move that off of that exchange and into your wallet, your own wallet, where you have your keys.
Right.
You populated one with a seed phrase, and you move it into there,
That's right.
to your own, because not your keys, not your crypto.
That's right, and it's really all about control. Who controls all the functions within that window? Is it you or is it them?
Yeah.
If they turn off their power, can you still recover your coins from there? No, because you don't have the seed phrase or the private keys, right? Because you don't have that. If you have that from a third-party wallet, a DApp, or a cold storage, well, you got the power, and now you are in control. You have the keys, so technically those are yours in that context.
And I will say this, so a lot of people they like the custodian route, right? So they would, basically they'd be like custodying your crypto. They're holding it for you, right? That's what a custodian is doing, is holding it for you. Well, Coinbase and Exchange, you can keep some crypto on there, but most people send it to self-custody, which you should send it to self-custody. The only time you should leave any of your coins on an exchange, in my opinion, is if you have the intention of selling them or you're trading them for something. They call it dry powder, right? You have dry powder.
That's extra cheddar on the side, right, to pick them up. But yeah,
extra cheddar and dry powder would be like if you uploaded and converted and bought, USDC or RLUSD or whatever, right? That you can, or Tether or something like that to buy more crypto with.
That's right.
But one of my bad things that happened to me is I thought it would be a super great idea to hold some of my chunk on Celsius as a custodian, because I thought that, it'd be safer, and they had great customer service and everything. And well, we saw what happened with Celsius. Didn't go so well. I did get some of my, oh, that's weird. I didn't get some of my my tokens back, and so you're really trusting the place, just like you're trusting the bank that's got your money in it, your regular bank. If they go out of business or they have issues, you're kind of last on the list to get paid back, right, or get your money back. So I feel like crypto is a way for us to hold some of our assets in our own wallet, and we control it, and nobody can take it away from us. So that's why I think it's really a great idea to learn about this. You have a confused look on your face. Oh,
I do. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
I feel overwhelmed listening to this, and I build on the blockchain.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's so much fun. God bless you for walking people through. Sorry, I didn't. We hope we don't want to overwhelm anybody.
I want to talk about that briefly because it's related to your Celsius stuff. And so over last week, midweek, a brokerage, well-known brokerage, Caleb and Brown, decided that they needed to leave Canada, not as in physically, but no longer service the great citizens of Canada. And because of that, there was some knee-jerk reaction going on, which the individual that I helped out over the course of the weekend, that was part of it, part of the issue. And my confused face was, I was trying to read the comments there with Optimistic Prime, because she was saying she's been liquidated through a few exchanges, and I know that she's within that jurisdiction up there. And so I was starting to become concerned, because I know this individual went from Caleb and Brown and then to, Kraken for just a short time until they got their cold storage and did a few other steps there. And so I was concerned there that, wait a minute, why did you get liquidated? Because I literally just spent like 40, well, not total 48 hours, but the weekend helping this individual out off and on again, getting control back over the account. And that's really all I feel comfortable in sharing with that on the show. So I was just trying to read. There it is. I've been liquidated by Kraken, Uphold, and one other I can't remember because of being in Canada, and Canada saying we can't own specific assets. Okay, let's talk about this. This is. Go ahead. You go first.
Well, I want to say one thing. So this is for those of you who think using a VPN and blah blah blah. When your place tells you can't take it seriously. Like I over many years of listening to different people, I've heard of workarounds and backdoors, and I buy this and I can do this and all of that. And we know that, blockchain, you can trace, it's traced, they can see. I think they've been trapping people. So I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, believe them when they tell you that that's going to happen, because a place like Kraken, they've been around for a really long time. Holy smokes. they've been around a really long time. They are all about following the regulations. And so they're going to do what they need to do to take care. Uphold is another one. They've always played by the regulatory rules. And, now liquidating you, I don't know if that means that they took your,
let's talk about that.
Coins, or if
let's
they
talk about
converted
that.
it to something.
Liquidating means selling you, forcing you to sell. That's what liquidating means, right?
I mean, that's what they did. They did, Celsius took my XRP. They gave me Bitcoin and Ethereum, and not my full value.
Right. And then
my XLM.
Here's your, but that wasn't instantly.
No, it took a long time.
No. Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what's kind of I'm seeing here is, or a repeating habit in the Great North is the government is telling those entities, exchanges, that you can no longer do this or that, they're making it very challenging for some of them at different times. It's all financial manipulation to a degree. I'd say it's a big asset.
Sorry that happened too, Optimistic. That sucks.
I would say that, hey, it's probably an asset grab. I mean, if this is where the world's going, countries are FOMOing, not the citizens of the country. I mean, literally the leadership, right? Yep. Because now if countries that have power or resources, right, for the globe, and the world goes to those places to get those resources, and a few of them say, you know what, we're not doing this system anymore, we're going to switch to some of this. Now they've taken a position in something. And if other countries do not take a position and do not participate, they will be cut out and hurt and rolled over. So it is kind of a song and dance at that level. We are just small fish in a big sea. And when the big whales play, yes, we get blown around big time. And so back to poor Optimistic Prime's negative experiences, gets to something that you new to the crypto space of, you might feel comfortable leaving your assets on that exchange. Let's talk about Kraken for just a moment, and the wonderful founder of that exchange, Mr. Jesse Powell. Great dude. I watched a statement by him. Man, it's probably been 4 years now, maybe a little bit, about 4 years, somewhere in there, about 4 years ago. Okay, 2020-ish, 2021. I'm ballparking here, Jesse, so I apologize if I'm not accurate. But he literally came out and he said, we will fight as much as we can with the powers that be in each jurisdiction to, fight for our customers, our clients, right? That's us. He's literally talking about us in this statement. But when push comes to real hard shove, he will have to comply. He's like, we'll have to comply. We'll have to give them what they want. He goes, so if they come in here and seize and shut down, that's an agreement that we agree to via the license. And he's like, so please do not leave your coins on here.
Yep.
Please do not do that.
Please don't leave them.
And I mean, I even to this day, man, I salute you, Jesse, for that. You have my appreciation and my respect for you being a true leader in this digital asset space, right? Because of that, a guy that is a owner, that owns or is a shared owner in an exchange in a global company, and he's the one saying, "Don't leave your stuff here." That's awesome. That's admirable. That is someone that you want in this space. And that's why I like Kraken. Just because of that. It's like, hey, we're here to do a transaction. You can leave your stuff here if you'd like to, but don't, because I can't fight these people. They come in, I will fight a little bit. Eventually, I have to bend the knee, and you're the one that's going to pay for it, not me. So
she said she was given warnings on specific tokens, had a few months.
Yep.
Just like Caleb Brown, they gave them 60 days to get their funds out.
Right. And
here's the key though, guys. You gotta So this is part of why this show, and we're going back to basics. It's a great refresher for all of us that have been in the space for a long time, because something is occurring to me right now, and I'm going to take my own advice. It's like, I saw Amy said I have a few addresses and seed phrases floating around that they'll try again someday, right? So, as we've been in the space for a while, we've tried this exchange and that exchange, trying to buy this obscure token or whatever. I remember a hot token was one, but I think it was BitTrue that I bought my Shiba Inu from, right? Well, I was like just messing around. I played little ball or whatever, but I had a whole bunch of tokens or whatever. And then I had hot coins or whatever, but it wouldn't let me move. It wouldn't let me move them off because it said you had to have so much.
I remember that when Shiba first came out. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah.
Well, but guess what? So it wouldn't let me move it, or I don't know if that's an Ethereum thing. Yeah. For whatever reason, it wasn't letting me move it off. So I left them on BitTrue, right? And I just I have it written down, like I have this many tokens on BitTrue. Well, I was like listening to a show the other day, and they were like, yeah, like when BitTrue went away, and I was like, what? BitTrue's gone? So I don't know. I guess it's gone. I don't know. I haven't looked into
it. It might be now-ish.
I hope it's
not gone, just limited access to the great US of A.
Okay, so see, so this is me not following my own advice I'm trying to give everybody, because right, I wasn't thinking about that. I haven't been staying up on the exchange that I bought and left stuff on. And when you don't give it your attention and keep up with it, and because we are early, and there's all this stuff going on geopolitically and all of that, I wasn't giving it my attention. And so apparently there's an issue, and I'm not allowed to own things on there. Oh, they cut out US customers. Okay. So how long ago was that? Did they give a time limit to get your stuff off of the thing? It's probably, I probably just got screwed. It wasn't that much. I didn't have that much, but in any event,
I'll be
logging into BitTrue later.
But see, this is what you're talking about though, here, Melissa, which bears worth repeating time and time again, is the exchange had to bend the knee.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're not going to go out of business for your country, whatever. Fine, I guess we'll shut the door. Hey, get your coins off and we're gone, or no access, whatever. Check this out. Here's another example of not paying attention, just kind of still going through life. And this is no shot at one of my local crypto homies here that I've helped so long throughout the years. This individual actually was a beta tester for the auto crypto investor trading bot. And at the time we were able to use Binance US. Well, Binance US said, hey, they kept having problems. We're past administration. Definitely we're having problems. And here in the States. Anyways, long story short, what ended up happening is the access for him got cut off. And I tried a few different ways that I know to try to get in. We were unsuccessful. But here's what happened. Back in October, or a little bit before that, September, he got an email from Binance saying that the state that we reside in was laying claim to the unclaimed property of its
really?
Citizens. Oh yes. And so guess who got it was only like $100, but it doesn't matter if it was just $100 at the time. That could be 100,000, and
Well, what do you think that strategic reserve is going to come from?
And so yes, the great state of Washington hardly, pretty much in my opinion, jacked his coins, shut the company out, and claimed the property. Reverse Scout's honor for you guys out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
so anyway,
why?
So
because they said you are not allowed. And this is what I was saying is I never did it myself because I'm a rule follower. but I know, I've heard rumblings in the space, where people are like, I just use a VPN. They weren't supposed to be using Binance in the first place, at the time, and they were doing it anyway. Or there was another one. I used to listen to this one channel, and the guy was Mexi, I think was an exchange.
Yeah.
And it was like, my people, if you go in through my code, they're allowing my people. And I'm like, yeah, this is not sounding right. Like, why would they let your American people get into their site and purchase things, but yet everybody else is not allowed to use Mexi at the time? So I stayed away from those types of situations because of this reason, because they said you can't. People did the workaround. They figured out the workaround, and choke point 2.0, whatever, where they're stopping you. So they might not have stopped you from buying it, but they sure as hell stopped you from taking it off, right? And so,
Yeah, Glam's right. Binance US was cut off in August. But what I found interesting is like, okay, that's the federal level, but then the state just comes along and says, "Hey, cough it up." Like there was no warning from the state.
mm-hmm.
There was no notice. So again,
Sketch.
there was no
Totally
you can't
sketch.
do. There was no you can't do this. There was no notification whatsoever. It was the notification after, hey, the state's claiming property because it has authority over you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So, yes, that can happen in this space. And it just goes back to, not your keys, not your coins. So if you buy something, get it off there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And practice with the little stuff. If you're, you get an account over at Coinbase and you do 10, 20 bucks, maybe that is a good amount of money to you. I know for me, $20 is like, that's 20 bucks, bro. Hold on a second. Let me think about this. I'm not treating it lightly, but it's far easier for maybe you, me, and the goalpost to get another 20 bucks than maybe 100 or maybe 1,000, which gets me to my point. Practice with 10 or 20.
Yep.
Learn how to buy some from Coinbase. Learn how to send them off from Coinbase to a wallet. Learn how to send them back. Get used to throwing the ball, with something small. This is a little bit advanced in the process because I know we're dropping a lot of knowledge today.
Yeah, we are, but it's good.
But when it goes to throwing the ball, okay, so you've got the exchange, you've connected a bank account, so you can get some money over there, and you're doing smalls, right? Doing 20 bucks. Dang, where was I going with that? When you send your coins from the exchange over to a wallet, always do a test send.
Always. Oh my God,
Always do a test send.
A little baby, even if it costs you, even if it costs you.
Start with a couple bucks and then send the rest after if you made it there. But again, I mean, we're getting into like good basic principles, and maybe that's the next show. I know we're 3 minutes away from 2 hours. But anyways, test send. But start small, always small. Some other advice that I know that is worth repeating. In the crypto space, it is far better to be the one of the last ones out of the door on certain things, meaning Caleb and Brown recently leaving Canada, saying, hey, we're done. They gave you 60 days. Okay, day 55, you should be executing on your plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So just, take it slow. Don't, when I say take it slow, I mean, I don't know any other way to put this example. If you're in a paintball fight and you have to army crawl across the whole field, are you going to go fast or slow?
Yeah.
You're probably, I'm saying, take it slow.
Yep.
Keep the eye on the prize. Hey, keep it a priority, but don't rush through it, because that means all that priority, that energy you put on the priority, you just you lost it somehow. You made mistakes. I've made plenty. Learn from the scars on my back, as Melissa and I and others in this chat give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So take it slow.
I will say this: the people with the Caleb and Brown, a lot of people, these are people that have like bigger dollars, or people that, like probably thought, I want to put a certain portion of my money over there, to where I don't have to worry about it. A lot of people put, I can't wait to replay. Thanks, Zipato, for this great educational crypto show. Progress, not perfect. Oh, thank you, Thunderbird World Media. We appreciate you too for coming to the show every week. So Caleb Brown is an over-the-counter, for those of you who don't know. Right. And I think a lot of people, particularly with XRP and Bitcoin, they were sending crypto there, either to have them custodian hold on to it for them because it's insured, and it's a very trusted company. People in crypto across the board trust Caleb and Brown. It's no way their fault that this is happening. It's nothing they did. But I think a lot of people had it over there because you can literally liquidate quickly with Caleb and Brown. You can buy quickly with Caleb and Brown. And so it's really good to have a relationship with them. Now, I would think that the people that kind of freaked out about this, they kind of maybe did what we've been talking about tonight, where it's like, unless you really understand what you're doing, right? And you've practiced with your wallets, and you're educating yourself about self-custody, they probably felt more comfortable just having Caleb and Brown holding on to it for them. And when it's like, hey, you got to get this off the platform now, you got to get this off, they didn't know where to send it to. Like, holy smokes, now all of a sudden I have to be responsible for my own money, my own coins now, right? Which then goes in the heat of the moment. And what Simon is saying is, they gave you 60 days. You do not need at this point, if you're anybody that's in Canada right now and you need to get your things off, take a breath, calm down. Yes, please. You got 60 days, or it's a little less than 60 days now. Think about these things. What coins do you have? What wallets hold those coins?
Even that, right?
Even that answer. Some don't even know.
Even those of us in the space right now, those of us that are seasoned veterans, fellow cryptopians in this space, in this chat right now, when we see something like that, it's easy to get triggered to days of old, which was also a component in the recent issue over the weekend, where they were scammed and they rebuilt, right? So they had everything taken, right? And then they rebuilt.
I know,
right?
Lots of people.
And then it was then what? Maybe now I don't know this for certain, and I'm just putting this as an example, right? We've all, what's the word? We've all slacked off. That's not it though. What's the thing where you get neglect? We've all neglected. Like we know it, right?
And I just told you I forgot about BitTrue.
Yeah. Right? Dang it. But that's it. That's we've mentally put it aside and go, I'll get to it. Nah. Right? We kind of poo-poo it in our own way, where we don't make it a priority or see it, right? And this is just part of the journey, so even those of us that are seasoned veterans, we will still do these things where we go, okay, they gave me 60 days, but screw it, I got stuff going on, so I'm going to do this now. Okay, right there, let's call a spade. You literally just created the extra high stress scenario for yourself because you said, I'm not going to wait. I'm doing this right now. So you're going to pause everything else and then go handle it. Oh, no. I got to be over to my mom's house, man. This birthday cake, ice cream, man. We doing it live. It's like, well, then
Not a
maybe
good
you
idea.
should go have cake and ice cream and then come back.
Yeah.
But it's easy for us just to do that because that's something that we do every day in our lives. We try to cram it in. Hey, can you stop by the store and get the milk? Hey, man, let me get 2 packs of smokes. And oh yeah, Fred, get the milk. I forgot the milk. You know, I mean, we're always trying to cram everything in our day. So it's easy for us to do this. We have to call a spade a spade. This is very important stuff. You being in this digital asset space or any investment, when you're taking the reins, make an appointment for yourself. Take care of your business. If someone's rushing you or life is rushing you, then you have a decision to make. Either you talk to the hand or you put everything down, put it away, go take care of business, come back clear-headed, level-headed, and ready to take care of some more business. That, my friends, as grown folks, that's a part of adulting that's very, very hard. You know,
sovereignty isn't for sissies.
That's right, sovereignty ain't no sissies because
financial sovereignty is a big responsibility. That's right, optimistic prime.
Dude, spot on, lovely, spot on. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got to really say about that. Just recognize inside job. Go ahead, Melissa.
We all so this has been a fantastic show. We definitely didn't touch on all of the things that we want to.
We got more.
I think we have to do part 2. I don't remember who was in it. Somebody in the chat said, cover limit orders and stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's a great thing that we should talk about. Come back to Dipito next week because we didn't even really get down into the dirt when it comes to all of the different wallets. But I guess this is good that this worked out this way, because if you're gonna dip your toe in crypto, you got to get your mind right. And so the fact that you're interested in it, start asking yourself those questions. Why do I want to get involved? What's my motivation, right? What's my motivation? Where's my comfort level at this point? Do I have a place to secure? If I do have a wallet, do I have a device that I can put the wallet on? How much money am I willing to get you some act right? That's what I'll say, Fitzy. Get you some act right. Huh?
I love it, man.
But how much money are you willing to play with at this point? How much money are you willing to dip a toe with? Do you have anybody in your life that you could talk to about this stuff? If you don't, then you need to subscribe to the Dipito Show. Follow me at WorldBeFree888 and Simon at Simon_says no. Simon says
underscore
crypto on X. Get to us together, and everybody that's in the chat, Mr. Zam, Kristen, Optimistic Prime, Austin, Amy, Fitzy, all these people that are here. This is the network of people that can help you answer your questions. They're fantastic people. We are growing our network every day. And so just know, if you're interested in doing this, you can do it. And you have people here that are willing to walk you through it and help you with it. We might ask you to go back and watch videos and things like that. Because I don't know about you. There are like Simon has his business where he can help. He helps actual clients like walk through stuff. Me personally, I don't have as much time to physically walk somebody through it, right? Like it might be one of those things.
They mostly call.
Yeah, it might. If it ends up, I guess I'm just I'm saying this out loud right now because we are starting to get an increase of people that are interested, and so it might be something where maybe Dipito has like a lesson on a particular wallet or something where we do a group video and we walk them through that way. or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying, for every person that's been calling me, I have so many things that I'm trying to accomplish right now that for me to devote that much time to you specifically and show you, I personally just can't do it. Simon can maybe, and others,
I
other
totally
people can, but I'd
Yep.
be definitely
Mhm.
willing to answer any questions that you have, or
Yeah.
like I say, do it in a group scenario where we can
Yep.
walk a
Done that
bunch of
too.
people together.
Yep. Done that
Maybe
too.
we'll start doing some videos where it's the step by step.
Mhm.
Or if anybody knows people that already have videos that are really good step by step, we can point them to those videos. And everybody learns differently, different strokes for different folks. So some people might listen to my explanation on something and they don't get it, and they could listen to your take on it and they're like, holy smokes, it's my eureka moment, I get it. So in any event, I just want to express that I'm proud of every single person, and I'm excited for all of us that we have given our time. And I want to welcome anybody that wants to join us and be part of this awesome tribe we've got going on here. Mr. Zan said, I'm down to help with the group discussions. Amen. How that is so cool. Thanks, Mr. Zan. That'd be awesome. I will say this, guys. This is a beginner's show, but Mr. Zam and Steak and Bake, and I think they had Kashta and a couple other people, CKJ, on Sundays. They are having a spaces that has to do with liquidity pools, and teaching people about
That's right.
liquidity
Mhm.
pools. And I listened to Sunday the first time. I've listened to it 3 times, and it's it's awesome information. It's really helped explain some things to me. And so while that is not a newbie type of thing, for those of you that there's 173 people watching, I'd be willing to bet that more than half of those people are experienced people that are in the crypto space. So if you guys have been wondering about liquidity pools and AMMs and how this all works, and double siding and exiting and entering into tokens, it's a perfect show for you guys to listen into, and they're incredibly kind and will answer your questions. So, and another announcement, which, because I got to go until at least 10:15. Another announcement is XRP Las Vegas. 2 announcements for that. Number 1, 68J and CKJ are hosting an after party in Las Vegas on Saturday, May 31st. So if you are going to XRP Las Vegas, they have a little less than 70 tickets left. The place holds 200 or a little over 200. Yeah.
Man, I thought you were talking about XRP Las Vegas, the main event. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just talking. I know, because I haven't gotten my ticket for that yet. I need a sponsor. I need a sponsor for the conference. I don't know how these people get sponsors to these things, but I need one. But in any event, the tickets right now are like $40. And they're selling fast, and they've got an incredible lineup. They have Molly Elmore, Zach Rector is going to be there. I don't know. There's a bunch of people that you guys would recognize. And I just think it'll be incredibly fun. I'm going to be there. Hopefully Simon will come along. Optimistic Prime will be there. So I think Fitzy and Rob will be there.
You know me, I'm always sliding into
sliding into parties.
I'm always sliding into the
and then the other thing is, we are if you guys haven't made travel arrangements yet to go to XRP Las Vegas, and you haven't made your flight and hotel, the Dipito show is part of the Staple crew, Alan Staple and the Staple crew, and Dave and Judy from Digital Outlook. and T.O. Trini are hosting a pre-party on Thursday night. I'm planning it, and that is a free event, but we need people to RSVP to XRP Community Social at gmail.com. So I need, actually, can you type that in the chat?
I was just gonna do a banner.
Yeah.
But I can do it in the
XRP
chat.
Community Social at gmail.com.
XRP.
And let us know the number in your party and the name that you'd like to have on your badge, because last year I made these awesome name badges to
Dude,
kind of
those fire.
commemorate the party.
I love
Yeah,
it.
and so I will like put your picture, like your NFT or your avatar or your face, whatever you want. I will put that on there with your name. And like if you have your X account or a website or something like that, I even did, like, I made it so they were scannable. So, I mean, it took me a lot of time, but it was super cool and everybody really appreciated it. And so that way, when you're going around meeting people, you could just like scan their badge and it took you right to their thing. And then, you could follow them on Twitter or whatever. So it was really cool. But yeah, XRP Community Social at gmail.com. Yes.
All right, cool.
And because this event is going to be, it's smaller. The limit is like 125 people and it's free. And so it's going to be the people that are registered to come. And so, yeah, I need that information.
It's going to be a good time. It was fire last year. It was awesome.
I'm giving the heads up to the Dipito family. I know that Dave and Judy and Alan, they're telling their people before we get the flyer out and we really start advertising it. We want to make sure that our audiences all get first dibs because this really is something that Alan and Dave wanted to give back to their communities. Because they have so many people that, that they love and they want to meet and have some quality time. Last year we had a bunch of cool people show up too. We had the Reaper guys there. We had Rob. I can't remember his name now.
We have Glam. We had Kelly.
Yep.
We had
Echo to Truth came.
Yep.
This year we're going to have Rob and Fitzy from IMU TV.
Yep.
Will be there.
God dang it, man.
Got a bunch of protectors coming.
What's his name?
Oh yeah, Gotta Be came. Greg Gotta Be.
No, I know, came. But no, brother man, who was from Vegas, man.
We had Quincy Jones. Well, he didn't come to our party.
He didn't come to the thing.
Yeah, he came to our
he came up in the second night. We did that rooftop social.
Yeah.
And we did that rooftop pizza social up. Yeah, that was good. I can't talk about that though. But it was fun.
Link 468J. Oh, that is a good point. I did share it on my profile recently because that is really going to sell out quickly. The link to that party.
Oh, that's the after party?
Why am I not? Yeah, it's on Saturday. It's on Saturday. Why am I? Oh, because that's the Dipito.
How am I supposed to get back there?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just doing math here and I'm like, holy buckets.
No, and I shouldn't have even mentioned it if I didn't have the link to the to the ticket thing.
Where's the link? Where's the gosh dang link?
Here it is. Hold on. Let me
getting lost in XRPville.
Let me get to the link. Yeah,
make my
it's right for way. It's James McFadden. Oh, and actually,
James.
Hopefully somebody can grab that and put it in there. Because I don't know if it's clickable. Bing. Yeah. It's on my profile too. But tickettailor.com events / James McFadden / 1602570. But yeah, Mickle's going to be there. Linda P. Jones, Zach Rector, CKJ, Ray Fuentes, Jake Claver, Molly Elmore, $40 prepay now or $50 at the door. They're going to have free food, giveaways. You got to buy your own alcohol. And the treat is what's his name? Darn it.
Bags?
Tails.
No, Tails.
Crypto Tails is going to sing. He's a special guest event singer for it, and it's going to be
Performer.
great. He's a performer. Yes. I'm getting tired. I threw out. We have 175 people. Please like, share, and subscribe to @Dipato on YouTube and Rumble, and @Dipato Show on X. We are trying to get to at least 1,000 subscribers. We're inching our way up week after week, and we sure appreciate everybody that comes every week and hangs out with us. You guys are awesome. We love you all. Next week, we're going to continue this conversation. Hopefully, we can get through the second half of all the newbie tips that we wanted to share, and we can start touching on some of those more advanced things like placing the limit orders and sells and that sort of thing. Mr. Zam says, 1,000 subscribers sooner than later, especially with all your great content that we work. Thank you for the vote of confidence, Mr. Zam.
Thanks, brother man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we really do. We do. We love you, Rosemary. Yeah, we love all of you guys. Thank you. Thanks for Optimistic Prime coming. Oh yeah, and she just said Sigma's having a party on Friday night too. Oh yeah, Fitzy is gonna be a party in Vegas. Yeah, if you guys are on
there's no sleep, man. There's just no sleep.
Not only that, so like a lot of people that watch our show are XRP people, but there's a this is not an XRP exclusive show. Bitcoin will also be there. The Bitcoin conventions like a day before, a couple of days before. So there's going to be the Bitcoiners there. There's going to be the XRP people there. And a lot of these communities kind of tend to merge with one another. So even if you're in the different coins and you stumble along to this show, you're going to meet so many great people in Vegas. It's going to be awesome.
If you're not going to Vegas, if you can't go, right?
Yeah.
It's not your thing.
Somebody's going to be,
we're going to be doing it live from the event. The Staple Crew, the Dipato, and others are going to be broadcasting not only to our streaming all of our channels, but because Niall and Rob Nickel are such awesome individuals, we will be broadcasting 6 hours each day at the event, from the event, getting anybody and everybody that we can snag off that stage. And in the VIP section, we're going to be broadcasting on IMU TV in
23 countries.
23 different countries. So if you want to just subscribe to IMU TV, get it on the Apple TV, get it on your Fire Stick, get it on the Roku, and then mark your calendars, and you can just play it like it's Christmas Story over and over again, because we're going to be there talking to anybody and everybody that we're able to. There is a schedule of other content creators that will be in the Staple Crew media booth at the event, and it's going to be epic. This is the first time this has ever been done in the XRP community. So, I mean, if you're not going, you still get to turn on the TV and watch the thing. And oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm kind of fanboying out of here a little bit because I know how big this is. This is very historical. So
it's going to be awesome.
Not going to Vegas, don't worry. You can watch Vegas on TV.
And if you're following our channel, but you not happen to be following their channel, you got to look up the Staple Crew at the Staple Crew and Digital Outlook, which is Dave and Judy. Digital Outlook. They both have fantastic channels. They've got way more followers than we do. But if you guys aren't following them, you should be. They have great content. And yeah, we're super excited that IMUTV is going to be part of this.
Man,
And we're
wait.
thankful that Dipito is the first content creator, crypto content creator that is on IMUTV.
Love them.
And
Love them.
streaming 23 countries. Niall and Robin and Fitzy are working their butts off. And every time I see something come up from them, I'm just more and more impressed every day. Like, they blow my mind. They blow my mind. Between them and Optimistic Prime and her Wandering Footprint project. And I mean, just everybody we've met is just incredible. And then we got, Coffee and Crypto with Stone, Florida Man Landscaping. They've got this big manhunt.
Scavenger hunt, dude. They got the scavenger hunt going on, bro.
There's so many clever things going on in this space. So many unique, wonderful people doing things. And so, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's fantastic. Now I'm just getting sappy. And any final thoughts, Simon?
This is the night. Da, da, da. Yeah, that song from Lady and the Tramp still rings to me. Final thoughts on the real. Don't steal, think, grow, keep dipping that toe.
Keep go, dipping that toe. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good rest of your day, and please like, share, and subscribe.